The homeless girl who crashed Jordan's wedding claimed to be his dead sister. She stole his money and vanished. Jordan thought finding his sister was the happiest moment of his life. But 48 hours later, he would call her his biggest mistake. What Jordan didn't know, his real enemy had been living in his house for 18 years, calling herself family. Who was the real enemy? Let's uncover this together, but first subscribe to my channel. The black car pulled up to the mansion at midnight. Jordan sat in the back seat, staring out the window. His mind kept replaying the night. Naomi's face, her words, the way she disappeared into the darkness. "Jordan," Mrs. Chen said from beside him. Her voice was cold. "We need to talk." Inside the house, Mrs. Chen closed the door and turned to face her grandson. "How could you be so stupid?" she snapped. Jordan looked up, shocked. "Grandma? Don't grandma me." Mrs. Chen's face twisted with anger. "That girl, that street rat, she played you perfectly, and you fell for it like a fool. But she's my sister. She's a thief," Mrs. Chen screamed. "She stole $2 million from you. $2 million. And what did you do? You let her walk away." Jordan felt his chest tighten. "She needed help. She's been living on the streets. Because that's where she belongs." Mrs. Chen grabbed Jordan's shoulders. "Listen to me very carefully. That girl is not your family. I am your family. I raised you. I fed you. I gave you everything." "But the scar, the memories. Memories can lie, Jordan. People can fake scars. She studied you for months, didn't she? She learned everything about your past. She used it against you." Mrs. Chen pulled out her phone and showed him the bank statement. "Look at this. $2 million gone. She didn't stay to build a relationship with you. She took your money and ran." The numbers on the screen felt like punches to Jordan's gut. "If she really loved you," Mrs. Chen continued, her voice getting softer but more poisonous, "she would have stayed. She would have wanted to spend time with you. But instead, she disappeared the moment she got what she came for. You thought she cared about you. But Jordan, honey, look at the facts. She planned this whole thing. She knew exactly how to manipulate your emotions." Mrs. Chen knelt beside him, her voice now sweet like honey mixed with poison. "You have such a good heart, my boy. Too good. That's why people like her can trick you so easily. But what if she really is my sister?" "Even if she is," Mrs. Chen said coldly. "So what? She's spent 18 years on the streets. She's not like us anymore. She's dangerous. She's greedy. She's everything we're not." Jordan looked up with tears in his eyes. "Grandma, I feel so betrayed. I thought I had found my family." "You did find your family," Mrs. Chen said, sitting beside him. "Me. I've been here all along. I'm the one who raised you from a broken little boy into a successful man." "You're right," Jordan whispered. "You've always been there." "That's right. And do you know what hurts me the most? That you were ready to give away everything we built together to a stranger. Everything your parents worked for. Everything I sacrificed for." Jordan's guilt was eating him alive. "I'm sorry, Grandma. I wasn't thinking clearly." "Promise me," Mrs. Chen said, gripping his hands tightly. "Promise me you'll never let her back into your life. She'll destroy everything we've built." Jordan closed his eyes. The pain in his chest was getting worse. "I promise," he said quietly. "Say it louder. Mean it." "I promise," Jordan said, his voice stronger now, filled with anger and hurt. "I will never let Naomi back into my life. She used me. She lied to me. And I'll never forgive her for it." Mrs. Chen smiled. It was not a kind smile. 2 hours later, Mrs. Chen knocked on the guest room door. "Esther, are you awake?" Esther opened the door. Her wedding dress was gone, replaced by simple clothes, but her eyes were bright with excitement. "Aunt Chen," she whispered, "did it work?" Mrs. Chen stepped inside and closed the door. "Better than we planned. Jordan hates her now. He thinks she's a greedy con artist who used his emotions to steal his money." Esther clapped her hands together. "Perfect. And the money? Did she really take $2 million? "Oh yes, but that's fine. We'll get it back eventually. And now Jordan will never trust her again." Esther sat on the bed, her face glowing with greed. So what's the next step? Do we get married again? Mrs. Chen laughed coldly. Not yet, my dear. We need to wait a few months. Let Jordan heal from this betrayal. Then you can comfort him, support him, and eventually become his wife. And then? Then everything he owns becomes ours. The business, the houses, the investments. Esther's eyes gleamed, just like we planned when I was 16. Exactly. You've played your part perfectly for 9 years. Making him fall in love with you, gaining his trust, keeping him away from asking too many questions. It wasn't easy, Esther said. Sometimes I wanted to just take the money and run. Patience, my dear. Good things come to those who wait. And now, with his sister out of the picture permanently, nothing can stop us. Mrs. Chen walked to the window and looked out at the city. Do you know what the best part is? What? Jordan will help us destroy her if she ever tries to come back. Tonight, I didn't just turn him against Naomi. I turned him into a weapon against her. Esther joined her at the window. Aunt Chen, you're brilliant, but what if she has evidence? What if she tries to prove something? Mrs. Chen's smile turned dangerous. Evidence of what? That I loved and raised Jordan while she was on the streets? Even if she has old papers or photos, who will believe a homeless thief over a respected family? You're right. Jordan would never believe her now. Never. And if she pushes too hard, well, Mrs. Chen's voice dropped to a whisper. Accidents can happen. Just like they happened to her parents. Esther shivered. Even after all these years, Mrs. Chen's coldness still scared her sometimes. Now Mrs. Chen said, turning back to business, tomorrow you need to be the perfect supportive friend. Comfort Jordan. Tell him how sorry you are that his sister betrayed him. Make him feel like you're the only person who truly understands him. What about our relationship? Should I pretend I still want to marry him? No, too soon. Tell him you need time to think. Make him work to win you back. Men always want what they think they might lose. Esther nodded. And if he starts asking questions about his past? Change the subject. Remind him how much his sister hurt him. Keep his focus on the present. Mrs. Chen moved toward the door, then stopped. Oh, and Esther? If Jordan ever starts to remember things from his childhood, things that don't match what I've told him, you need to tell me immediately. What kind of things? Anything about his parents' business, anything about the days before the accident, anything about me working for his family instead of being family. Esther's face went pale. You mean he might remember? It's unlikely. He was traumatized, and I've spent 18 years carefully shaping his memories. But if he does start remembering, Mrs. Chen's voice turned ice cold. Well, we'll deal with that when it happens. Meanwhile, 500 miles away, in a small village where the Chen family used to live, Naomi walked through the old cemetery. She had been here for 3 days, asking questions, digging through old records. The village librarian, an old man named Mr. Park, had just given her a box of newspapers from 18 years ago. Your parents, he said sadly, they were good people, very rich but very kind. They helped everyone in this village. Naomi opened the first newspaper. The headline made her blood freeze. Wealthy family dies in suspicious car crash. Police investigate. Mr. Park, she said slowly, what happened to the investigation? The old man's face grew dark. It was closed very quickly, too quickly. The police said it was an accident, but what? Your parents had just discovered that someone was stealing money from their business. A lot of money. They were planning to fire that person and call the police. Naomi's hands started shaking. Who? Who was stealing? Mr. Park looked around nervously, then whispered, their housekeeper, a woman named Chen. The world seemed to stop spinning. Mrs. Chen? Naomi breathed. Yes. She worked for your family for years. Your parents trusted her completely. But she was jealous, you see. She wanted their life, their money, their status. Naomi felt sick. What happened after the crash? Mrs. Chen disappeared the night your parents died. She took your brother and left the village. She told everyone she was his grandmother and was taking him to live with her in the city. But she's not our grandmother. No, child, she was just the housekeeper. But she had taken care of Jordan when he was little, so he trusted her. After the crash, when he was hurt and scared, she told him she was family. Naomi's mind was racing. The investigation, why did they close it? Mr. Park's voice dropped even lower. Mrs. Chen had friends in the police department, expensive friends. The investigation disappeared, just like she did. How do you know all this? Mr. Park looked sad. Because I was friends with your father, he came to me the day before he died. He was scared. He said Mrs. Chen had been stealing from them for years, but they had just found proof. He said she had been acting strange, threatening. He was afraid of what she might do. Naomi felt tears coming. And then they died. The next day, very convenient timing, don't you think? Naomi grabbed the old man's arm. Mr. Park, I need proof. Documents, photos, anything. Child, that was 18 years ago. Most records are gone, but... He hesitated. Please, she has my brother. She's been lying to him his whole life. Mr. Park nodded slowly. There's someone you should meet, Mrs. Kim. She was your mother's best friend. She might have kept some things. Mrs. Kim's house was small and full of memories. Photos of Naomi's parents covered every wall. When she saw Naomi, the old woman started crying. You look just like your mother, she sobbed. Oh, my dear child, what that woman did to your family. Tell me everything, Naomi said. Mrs. Kim pulled out a photo album. This is Mrs. Chen, she said, pointing to a woman in a maid's uniform. She worked for your parents for 5 years, but she was always watching, always jealous. She flipped to another photo, Jordan as a little boy on Mrs. Chen's lap, but her eyes didn't show love, they showed possession. Your parents were going to fire her. They found out she'd been stealing and selling business secrets. They planned to call the police. The day they died, Naomi whispered. Yes, Mrs. Chen knew her time was up, so she arranged the accident. How do you know? Mrs. Kim brought out a small box of letters. These are from Mrs. Chen to a man named Vincent, her boyfriend. He was a mechanic. These talk about taking care of the problem and making it look like an accident. Naomi read them, horrified. After tonight, the boy will be mine. The girl is too smart, but the boy will give me everything. Make sure the brakes fail completely. After they're gone, I'll take the boy and disappear. Mrs. Kim added, Mrs. Chen also has a niece, Esther. Jordan's fiancée? Yes. That relationship was arranged. Mrs. Chen needed someone to control Jordan and keep him away from the truth. I have to tell him, she said. Be careful, Mrs. Kim warned. Mrs. Chen had 18 years to poison his mind. He may not believe you. I have to try. Mrs. Kim packed the letters into a bag. Take everything. But be ready, she killed your parents. She won't hesitate to kill you too. Back at the mansion, Jordan couldn't sleep. He wandered the house, staring at everything Mrs. Chen had given him. The furniture, the art, the business documents. For the first time in 18 years, something felt wrong. In his study, he opened a photo album. Pictures of childhood with Mrs. Chen, but in every one, she wore working clothes, not the outfits of a wealthy grandmother. Stop it, he told himself. Naomi is messing with your mind. Grandma explained everything. But the doubts wouldn't go away. He tried to remember his parents. His memories were fuzzy. A big house, but not this house. A woman with gentle hands, but was it Mrs. Chen? His head began to ache. Every time he reached for memories before the crash, pain followed. This is what Naomi did to me, he snapped. She planted these doubts. But a small voice inside whispered, what if she was telling the truth? He forced it away. Mrs. Chen was right. Naomi was a manipulator. She stole his money. She broke his heart. He would never forgive her for that. 4 days later, Naomi stood outside Jordan's mansion. She had all the evidence. Letters, photos, police reports Mrs. Kim had hidden for 18 years. She knocked. Jordan opened the door. His face went cold. "What do you want?" "Jordan, please, I need to talk to you. It's about our parents." "I have nothing to say to you." "Jordan, please listen." "No," he snapped. "You got what you came for, $2 million. Now leave me alone." "I don't care about the money. Mrs. Chen killed our parents." Jordan stared at her. "What did you just say? She's not our grandmother. She was just a housekeeper who—" "Stop!" Jordan shouted. "You're sick, jealous and sick. I can't believe I fell for your lies." Behind him, Naomi saw Mrs. Chen and Esther smiling in the hallway. "Jordan, look at these letters, these photos. She planned everything." She tried to hand him the box, but he knocked it from her hands. Papers scattered. "I don't want to see your fake documents. You probably made all this up." "Jordan, please. No, you spent your life on the streets, and now you're jealous I had someone who loved me." Each word hit Naomi like a blow. "You came to my wedding, made up this whole story, stole my money, and now you want to destroy the only real family I have left." "Jordan, I am your real family." "No, you're not. You're a thief and a liar. You studied me, learned my past, and used it to manipulate me. You're exactly what Grandma said, a street rat who thought she could trick her way into a better life." Naomi's heart broke. "Just read one letter, just one." "I said no. Get out before I call the police." Mrs. Chen stepped forward. "That's right, honey. We don't need people like her." Esther added, "She's dangerous. She's trying to tear our family apart." "You're right," Jordan said, eyes cold. "Both of you are right." He looked at Naomi. "The truth is, I had a good life because people cared about me. You had a bad life because you're a bad person." "Please," Naomi whispered, tears streaming, "just look at the evidence." "Get out," he said, "and never come back." Naomi bent to pick up the scattered papers. "She killed our parents. She's using you." "Security!" Jordan yelled. 2 guards appeared. "Remove her from my property, and if she comes back, call the police." As the guards dragged her away, Naomi looked at him one last time. "I love you," she whispered. "And when you see the truth, I'll still love you." Jordan scoffed. "You're exactly what Mrs. Chen said you were, a street rat." The gates closed behind her. Naomi stood on the street, holding the scattered evidence of her parents' murder. Her brother had chosen his enemies over her. But as she walked away, one thought burned in her mind. Mrs. Chen might have won this battle, but the war was far from over. Because Naomi had something Mrs. Chen didn't know. She had recorded everything. Every word Jordan had said, every rejection, and soon the world would hear it. But more importantly, Jordan would. And when he did, he'd see what Mrs. Chen had turned him into. A weapon against his own sister. Inside the mansion, Mrs. Chen closed the door and smiled. "Perfect," she told Esther. 18 years of planning, and it worked. What if she tries again? She won't. Jordan hates her now. And even if she does, who will listen to a homeless thief with a criminal record? Criminal record? Mrs. Chen's smile turned cruel. "Yes, I made some calls. By tomorrow, Naomi will be wanted for theft, fraud, and harassment. If she ever comes near Jordan again, she'll go to prison." Esther stared at her. "You think of everything. I've had 18 years to make sure that boy never learns the truth. Now nothing can stop us." They walked upstairs, leaving Jordan alone in his study, staring at the scattered papers. One had landed near his foot. He picked it up. A photo of 2 children in a backyard. A boy and a girl. The boy looked like Jordan. The girl looked like Naomi. On the back, Jordan and Naomi Chen, age 6 and 4. Last happy summer before Mama and Papa died. He stared at it, then crumpled it and threw it away. But late that night, he went back to the trash and pulled it out. For a moment, he remembered a little girl who called him Geordie, made him flower crowns, cried when he got hurt. But then Mrs. Chen's voice echoed in his head. She's a liar. She stole your money. She broke your heart. Jordan looked at the photo one last time and tore it to pieces. I'm sorry, Naomi, he whispered. I can't trust you. I can't trust anyone except the people who never left me. What he didn't know was Mrs. Chen stood outside, listening and smiling. My sweet besties, will Naomi find a way to expose Mrs. Chen's evil plan? Can Jordan break free from 18 years of manipulation? And what will happen when the truth finally comes out? The siblings' story is reaching its most dangerous point yet. If you're dying to know what happens next, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments. Do you think Jordan will ever believe Naomi? Your support determines if we continue this emotional roller coaster.